Okay, let's talk about something really powerful. What if you could actually catch an emotion before it takes over? I mean, really see it coming. Well, that's exactly the skill we're diving into today, the art of awareness. And honestly, it might just be the most important tool you're not using yet.
I mean, think about it for a second. An emotion flares up, right? You react, maybe say something you regret, and it's only after the whole thing is over, after the dust settles, that you kind of look back and go, whoa, what just happened? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. Pretty much all of us live with this kind of emotional time lag. So let's break down why that happens, because getting a handle on it is the very first step to closing that gap.
And yeah, that delay, that's what we're calling the emotion time lag. It's that super critical gap, you know? The space between the moment an emotion gets triggered and the moment our brain finally catches up and we realize what we're feeling.
So, picture an emotion like it's a wave, following a bell curve. It starts small, it builds and builds up to this peak, and then it starts to fade away. Now, here's the question. Where do we usually jump in? For most of us, it's not at the beginning. It's not even at the peak when it's most intense. Nope. We only tend to become aware of our anger or sadness way over here on the downside, long after the wave has crashed. And what does that mean? It means we're analyzing a memory of the emotion, not actually experiencing it in real time.
All right, so to really get what awareness is, it's actually super helpful to first talk about what it isn't, because there are a couple of common mix-ups that can really trip people up.
First off, awareness is not the same thing as our normal everyday consciousness. You can think of that regular consciousness as your autopilot, right? It's what keeps you from bumping into things when you're walking down a crowded street. It's all about navigating the external world. Present awareness, though, it's the total opposite. Its job is to look at your internal world, to watch your thoughts and feelings as they're actually happening.
And the second big point of confusion? People mix up awareness with focus all the time, but they're totally different. See, focus is like a laser beam. It's super narrow, super intense, pointed at just one single thing. But awareness? Awareness is like flipping a switch and turning on the light in a dark room. It's not aimed at any one thing. It just illuminates everything that's there all at once. It's wide, it's open, and it doesn't judge.
And getting that difference is absolutely critical. Because, the goal of awareness isn't just to notice random stuff happening in your head. It's to use that light in the room to see beyond the identity we think we are, to see past what we could call the fake you.
So what's this fake identity? Well, you could also call it the ego. We all have one. It's basically the story we've built up about who we are. And that story is made up of all these external labels, right? Your name, your job, your role as a son or a brother, a mother or a friend, all these things we collect to define ourselves.
And here's the really important part. This identity, it's built entirely out of the past. It's just a collage of old memories, old thoughts, and old emotions. So what does that mean? It means the only place you can actually observe it without getting tangled up in all its stories is right here, right now, in the present moment. The second you hesitate, you're back to just analyzing a memory. The present is your only true observation deck.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. Let's break down the how-to guide for becoming that neutral observer of your own mind.
Now, I love this next metaphor. Think of your awareness like a CCTV camera that you've installed inside your mind. It's not there to judge anything, it's not there to direct traffic, and it definitely doesn't interfere. Its only job is to watch and record what's going on from a totally neutral third-party point of view. It just sees. And the process itself is beautifully simple. When a thought or an emotion pops up, step 1, just acknowledge it's there. There's that feeling of anger. Step 2, and this one is so important, just let it happen. Don't try to push it away. Step 3, observe it. Like, what does it actually feel like in your body? What other thoughts are latched onto it? And finally, the hardest part for most of us, do not try to control it. Your goal isn't to stop the feeling, it's just to see it clearly for what it is.
All of this brings us to one last really powerful metaphor that kind of ties everything we've talked about together, and it points straight to the biggest benefit of doing this work.
So, why go through all this trouble? Well, the payoff is huge. We're talking about inner peace. When that CCTV camera of awareness is switched on, the ego can't just snatch an emotion and hijack your entire system. It can't drag you back into old stories and create all that suffering because it's being watched. In the light of pure awareness, it just can't operate in the same way.
Let's try a little thought experiment together. Imagine, all of a sudden, you find yourself in the middle of a really fast, wide river. The current is strong and it's pulling you downstream. Right there in that moment, what's the wisest thing you could possibly do?
Well, trying to fight the current head-on, that'd be totally exhausting, and you'd get nowhere. On the other hand, just giving up means you're going to get swept away wherever the river decides to take you. The truly wise reaction? It's to swim sideways, toward the riverbank. You're not fighting the main flow, you're just gently moving out of it.
And that riverbank, that is a perfect metaphor for awareness. It's that calm, stable place at the very edge of your own stream of consciousness. It's a state where you're no longer getting tossed around by all the currents of your thoughts and emotions. Instead, you're standing calmly on the side, and you're just watching it all flow by.
And that brings us to the final question to leave you with. Once you've actually made it to that riverbank, once you're observing instead of being swept away, what can you truly see? What can you learn about the nature of that river, and more importantly about the nature of yourself? Because that's where the real journey begins.